going on, Berto? What's going on? What's going on? You ain't got to see my face. You can see my teeth. I'm clear enough. You know it's me. You ain't got to see my face, man. My face is no different than it was yesterday. But we can exchange intellect. That's what I'm saying. Let your eyes adjust. Dark times. Little bits. What's going on with you? Hey, you know what? Let me ask you guys a question. Let me ask you a question. Check it out. One second. Let me see. Let me know if you guys can see, if you can hear this. Let me know if you can hear what I'm going to play.
We can go into this media shit anytime we want.
Right. Can you hear it?
Anytime I want, I could do media. Right. No problem. Everybody niggas out the business. No problem. I can talk all day. I'm funny all day. I'm on my own dick. I look better than everybody. Talking shit. I live in New York. I just came home. I got married. I checked all the fucking...
Beautiful. So I can actually react to videos. I can actually react to videos while being on the phone. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Oh shit, what? Oh, of course. I mean, granted, it's not going to be, you know, it's not really wide. I just have to switch the orientation. I got to go from landscape to portrait. So, of course, it's a little different, but, you know, nonetheless, at least I can actually react to videos while I'm live. On my phone, too. That's kind of cool. One love. I am okay, man. Thank you for asking. Marty Party. What's going on? MN_. My blood pressure is usually pretty low, man. I'm not even lying. I'm not even kidding. I usually have a low blood pressure, to be honest, unless I'm sick or something, which I'm not usually sick. Usually not on the sick side. It's only 8 p.m. No energy? No, I've got all the energy. I just, you know, I'm going through some hard times right now, so there's not really much how can I say this? I was gonna say there's not much I can do. I mean, of course, I could brainstorm some shit and just do it. Oh, you know, do this and do that, but I'm not really. I could beat about the bush, in other words. I'm just chilling, man. I'm just trying to soak in time and enjoy my time off. Enjoy my quiet times to self, you know? Moha, what's going on with you? Bro, all depressed and shit. You know, you might say I'm depressed a little bit, man. You could say that. I'm a little disappointed. You could say I'm a little disappointed, man. I'm just a little disappointed. And sometimes it's okay when you're disappointed to just sit still. You know? Sometimes it's okay to just sit still. At least that's what I tell myself. Did I lose my job again? I didn't lose the job. The actual office closed down. they closed down, man. That's it. So, but anyway, let's not. I don't want to talk about. I don't want to. What's the word? Play the violin and play some sorrowful. I don't want. This is not like a. I don't want this to be turned into some kind of pity me moment. Sounds like a scam office. I don't know, man. I really don't know, man. But they weren't. I don't think it was a scam. I don't know, man. I just disconnect and I had to go back to ground zero. I had to go back to ground zero. Not a good feeling, but nonetheless, we gotta survive. I was selling. It wasn't construction. It was a construction company. We still got a roof over our heads. That's a ticking time bomb. We fortunately got a roof now. The question is, how long would that last? But for now we got one. You know, for now we got you guys. You're making me ponder my personal problems. I didn't go live to ponder personal problems, man. Yeah, I don't want to think about those things. That's what I do when I'm not live. Now I'm live. I want to talk about entertainment and good things to come. You know, a little bit of support here and there. You know what I mean? A little subscribe, like, support, all that, but I don't want to sing a sad song. Pew Burrito, Green Star. He said, we're here to help you solve these problems. Don't use chat as a... Well, you can't help me solve a problem. The closest you could come to that is supporting the stream, because obviously if you support the stream, then automatically it helps other things that are happening behind the scenes. But you can't really help me solve a problem. How are you going to do it? I've been streaming for all these years. Very rarely has a message scrolled through my screen that solved the problem. But you know, if it relates to entertainment, like somebody giving you an idea, entertainment wise, of course, yeah, we could do this. Maybe you could try this. This thing has just come out. You know, this program is, or this platform is doing this and that. You know what I mean? You can give me pointers here and there, but when it comes to personal things, it's like, how you gonna do that? Oh, I got those lotto tickets. That is true. Oh, that is very true. How do I cash it? Actually, you know what? There's no rush. I was going to go check them out right now, but if I'm a millionaire, I'll be a millionaire tomorrow. Whenever I get there, I get there. Hi, Faith. Long time. Smoke a blunt in the dark. Man, I gotta stop smoking weed, man. I gotta stop smoking weed, man. You know one thing about weed, man? I feel like it really has, it's so much fun, but it has a way of just keeping you within the same patterns. You know, you have the same pleasure points. And as much as it's fun, at some point it's like the same pleasure point, you know? It's like it's all good. It just, you know what I mean? It just keeps, I'm not saying I've stopped, but I know today I haven't smoked because of these thoughts that are going through my head, I'm just like, man, you're better off just being bored, watching movies, eating food, sleeping. That way you can start working your way out of these pleasure points. You know, the pleasure point is smoke a blunt, feel good. Smoke a blunt, feel good. It's like, nah, that's not really cool, man. It's not really cool. The feeling of the aspect of feeling good is supposed to be a reward for some positive activity, not just something you press a button, feel good. If you could press a button and feel good, then why would you do anything to feel good? And inherently, most things around you will wither away because you don't have to do them to feel good. You know? Why clean up to feel good? Why wash your car to feel good? Why go achieve anything to feel good? If you could press a button and feel good. Which is exactly what weed is like. Now, that's not for everybody. Just in my case, I have a very strong personality. So it's like I go hard for what I'm enjoying. Switch it up every now and then, exactly. So boom, I should just stop for now. You know, take a break for the rest of the year. That'll be awesome. August, September, October, November, December, 5 more months. Today is my mother's birthday. Happy birthday, Mother. I am so grateful that she's still alive. So grateful, man. Man, I wish I'd at least been able to fly to DC for a night. Oh my goodness. Anyway. Wall Street brokers do coke. So weed is only good if you can monetize off of it like Wiz Khalifa. There you go. Yeah, facts. That's a good way to look at it. But even when you monetize off of it, you know, happy birthday. Thank you guys very much, man. I'm so grateful she's still alive, man. I feel so bad. That's why when I look at people who are able to, you know, like Messi recently, Messi's dad just died. And I'm like, as much as it hurts Messi, you got to, like, you know, your father got to reap the reward of his investment. I'm over here going through ups and downs. I can't even be there with my mother like I want to be. So I really thank God that she's still alive, you know. I get another year. Hopefully I get another year to do something for her to at least reap that reward. So maybe you should do coke. Currency too. But you're tripping me out. The fact that you don't visit your mother that often. My mother lives in Washington, D.C. Why am I tripping you out? That's the thing about people. People would live. You have to, before you start getting tripped out on something, you should inquire to know what the fuck you're talking about, though. See what I'm saying? At least that's what I would do. Why would you be tripping out when someone says, I wish I could go see my mother? Why would you be tripped out when you haven't inquired first to know what the details of the conversation are? Now you're just going to jump out the window. Oh, I'm tripped out. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Have I heard anything of Scuff Jim Carrey? No, I never hear anything about that dude, man. He's a loser. That's like asking me if I've heard anything about a bum in front of a 7-Eleven. No, I ain't never heard nothing about no bum in front of a 7-Eleven. I'm not paying attention to it. I'm not calling him a bum, but technically he is. Technically he is. You're talking about a dude who I saw something somewhere. He had like cat feces all around his apartment one time. Somebody sent me a clip one time. of him walking into his apartment. Cat litter all around the apartments. I mean, feces on the carpet, and he just walks straight through. I don't care how much money you got. If you live like that, you're a bum. You know, if you live like that, you're a bum, man, for real. So, I don't, you know, people like that. It's like I don't have anything to do with you. Simple. Life is hard on its own. To now be living in squalor. That all the top streamers are in a secret club. No, I don't know what you mean. What's that secret club you're referring to? Some gay club or something? I don't know what you're referring to. There's so many secret clubs. It could be a millionaires club, 100,000, the six-figure club, KCIP club. I don't know which club you're referring to, A tier list of all streamers. What? No, I don't know what you mean by a tier list. The cult people who run the world. Well, I mean, you see streamers all the time. What club do you think they're in, other than hating on the next person's club? They ain't in no club, man. People make things more than they really are. That's one thing about being a center of attention. Everyone is watching you. They all have different minds. They all see things differently. You might crack a joke that offends somebody on the left side because he doesn't understand the joke. So people have a way of just... I say all that to say, of course somebody on the sideline will be looking at a streamer all day to the point of conceptualizing that he's in a secret club without any real, anything to substantiate the claim. So it's no big deal. Yeah, but that's the thing about the crowd who's watching you, They're always coming up with signs and signs. I mean, there's always a sign, sign, I see the signs. There's a group of people who, as soon as you're rich, they start saying things like, all millionaires had to have scammed their ways. The only way you're going to end up making so much money is if you've scammed people and if you've done some dirt, some evil deals, and you've done some underhanded, like, come on, man. Some people just do good business. Do I hate Action Man? Why would I hate him? Yeah, so Moha, don't get caught up in those see the signs. If they gave you a camera and you were streaming, somebody on the sideline will be looking at you saying, yep, he's in a club. I see the signs. Don't get caught up in that shit, man. If I won $1 million, would I buy a Lamborghini? I don't really like Lamborghinis like that. They're very nice cars. So it wouldn't be my first car anyway. A Lambo would not be my first car. It's too much money for so little space. I can't do anything with a Lamborghini other than me drive down the street. Me and one person in my sideline on the side driving down the street, So it's not as exciting. I like big cars. I don't like small cars. So a Lamborghini is something, yeah, I might own it, but it's not something it wouldn't be my first car at all. First of all, my first concern is just the rent. I ain't even thinking past that right now. A Lambo is too big of a dream right now. Is the streaming industry the worst industry I've been in? No, of course not. Why would I call it the worst industry I've been in? Why do you think it's the worst? It's a really good industry, if you ask me. It's one of the best industries you could be in. Joshua, what's up, man? The Ice Poseidon mentioned you on his stream and says he misses streaming with you. Oh, that's what's up. You should have donated. You should have donated and be like, then help him get unbanned. Since you got the owner's ear. He said, just like paid actors who upload videos of them breaking into the Epstein Island or the Bohemian Grove forest, and they try to make it seem like there's nothing there on the surface anymore. I mean, but what else is there? Epstein is in jail, so what are you looking for? What's there? And when you go to the Bohemian Grove and you've uncovered this and uncovered that, what next? I mean, what next? What next? Really? What next? I mean, they're still trying to investigate a dead man. Amazing but true. I didn't even like the Epstein name being called. I just didn't even like that shit. People call as soon as people start saying the words Epstein next, I'm just like, fuck out of here. You got a lot of people out here that like a lot of people like there are a lot of people like Epstein. There are a lot of people like Epstein. He's just the face of it. But look into your family. You find an Epstein in there. Look at your neighbors. You find an Epstein in there. Or better yet, go to the courthouse. Oh, I'm sure they have pedophilia cases being read up every day. So go to the courthouse, and if you're looking for, Epstein is dead, so let's leave Epstein alone. There are other pedophiles. Focus on them. Latin music. I don't really like Latin music. Bum, 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 bum. No, fuck no. I ain't trying to hear that nonsense. Now, if it's mixed with some good music, if it's well done and whatnot, then of course, But I don't really like it, man. It sounds too rowdy. You shouldn't have quit the steak $1 a day claims. I should not have. I probably... Who knows how much I'd have had by now. Who knows how much I'd have had by now. You say you really believe the suicide thing. Who believes the suicide thing? Who believes the suicide thing? Are you referring to me? And how would you know what I believe when it comes to Epstein's cause of death? I don't remember talking about it. So how would you know what I believe? Moha, I always tell you, man, I just came from saying, how can you make claims without even knowing what you're talking about? And then right after that, you're making another claim without knowing what you're talking about. You notice that most of the time when I'm referring to you, I'm always telling you don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you should try slowing down before you make your claim. Just slow down, take a deep breath, and start by asking questions. That way you start by getting your research, obtain information, and then make a formal, or at least get an informed perspective. Do some haunted house stream. I've done a haunted house stream before, though. I remember I did a haunted house stream, man. I didn't make 1 red cent. Well, not 1 red cent. I remember walking out of that haunted house feeling, what a waste of my energy. I drove all the way to somewhere, went through all these little ups and downs, paid to get in, and it wasn't cheap. Did all these things for a haunted house stream. Walked away with just a story. Oh yeah, I went to a haunted house. Great, good for you. You know? For real. A Tinder stream date. No, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Tinder stream date. The biggest music artist in the world is Latin. Oh, really? Who is it? Are you talking about, what's his name? Bad Baby? No, I haven't. I did cooking stream. I've done cooking streams, though. They're not as exciting as you guys make it seem. First of all, it's not like when I'm doing a cooking stream, people are very supportive. The point is, in life, you do things where you feel you see a reward. That's true. Most of us go to work because we get a check. We do things where we feel a reward. I don't really know any stream that I do that makes me feel like, oh shit, this was good. I should do this again. I can't think of anyone that I'm like, wow, okay, this was good. Let's do this again. So I say all that to say they're all the same stream. All my activity streams, whether I'm jumping here or whatever, it's just like now. They all make me feel like I am when I'm sitting right now. If anything, when I'm doing these kind of streams, I feel like I get a better response than when I'm outside running up and down a place trying to do da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All that shit just seems like I'm just burning energy for nothing. I got many good recipes out of the cooking streams. Oh, really? Well, I didn't feel no different. I didn't feel no different. You know, I just bought a bunch of food, did a bunch of cooking, and had a bunch of plates to wash. Meanwhile, on a normal day, I don't really have that many plates to wash when I cook for myself normally, because I cook a little. I'll make a little this, a little that, but then 1, 2, 3 done. When I'm doing a cooking stream, I spread this out and do this and chop this and blend that and all that extra shit, but I'm alright. D1, good point. I get it. But you know, that's another thing to keep in mind. I've also been streaming for so long that to see me with 30 viewers, it just seems like it comes down to the same thing. Because I see people who are sitting on their camera streams who have done. I mean, dude, I see people sitting on their cameras, chatting all day. They do nothing but sit and chat, and they have like 400 people watching. It's not like they're very exciting. I've traveled the world, not the world, but I've traveled around the States. I've done so much. So to see myself with 30 viewers is just like, yeah, whatever. You say they already have a community? What do you mean? What do you mean? So after all the streaming I've done, I have no community? After all that activity, you have no community? Maybe you're just in the wrong community. I remember that. What about it? They have a large audience. No, not necessarily. I've seen people start from low audience to a big audience, and they do nothing but just chit-chatting. So I don't know. They're definitely not doing anything special. You see, you had to sleep on the floor or something. I didn't have to sleep on the floor. I think you're referencing 1 day out of a 2-week stay. 1 day when I was too drunk to get my own room, so I decided to just crash on someone's floor. But that's 1 day out of a 2-week stay, man. They say you need at least a minimum of 300 people to average sponsorship. Well, that's never going to happen on this channel, right? I mean, if I've streamed for so long and I only have 17 people watching, and like you said, at most 30, we're not expecting 300,000, 300. I mean, when are you going to get 300 people? 20 more years? Just write it off, man. It's a write-off. It's a write-off, buddy. Yeah, on Kick I would have 300 people, of course, but this is not Kick. And even when I was on Kick, I remember I would come to YouTube and it was always a dead crowd over here, you know, or at least a small audience, I should say. So. He said, can you name any of them? And name any of who? What are you referring to? Oh, the streamers that I be talking about, the ones I say. Oh, man. I don't remember their motherfucking names. I just be on YouTube and I see them. I'm like, this nigga got 300 people watching? And I'll scroll and scroll. I'm like, this motherfucker got 400 people watching? And I'll scroll. And I'm like, what the fuck? This nigga got... what the fuck are they doing? They literally just sit there yapping off. Now I've sat on camera and I'm chit-chatting, but in addition to me sitting on camera talking, I've also done a lot of outdoor activities though. A lot. I mean a lot. So after all that activity, to sit down and look at your screen and you see 20 people, you're just like, I don't know what it is, but I'm done trying to figure it out. I'll just go with the flow. You see, you got potential to do it, but Ibiza, you are an older source. What does that mean? What do you mean? We're a modest group, a more quant crew. What does that mean? What is that? What does QUANT INT mean? I've never seen that word. Standing on a chair hugging a stream. Moises is always up to these streams that I just feel like sometimes I'll be like, damn, why would I want to look like that? Standing on a tree, tied together, walking the streets. They say a random crowd is not going to start watching all of a sudden. No, I don't. D, the point you're missing. The point, that's what I'm saying, D1. I'm saying I've been in a mix. I've been in a mix. I've been very much in a mix. I've been very in a mix. I've been in the mix like a motherfucker. I've been very much in the mix. Intellect. It's INTER. TER. Intellect. Intellect. But yeah, thank you. I do what I can. He said be a React channel and be consistent with uploads. Yeah. Yeah. Well, a React channel consistent with uploads. I guess so. I don't know, but sometimes your mind just deviates from these things, especially when I'm dealing with personal issues. Just like, man, random folks who come across your stream, you wouldn't really grasp their attention because, well, they really have no clue of the name behind the camera. That is true. That is true. But yeah, no, yeah, I mean, you're right, man. I'm trying not to be pessimistic in this conversation. I mean, that's why I still stream, because I'm trying not to just be all pessimistic about it. Like, maybe you're missing something here, maybe you're missing something there, but nonetheless. See, you got to rebrand yourself. Experiment with different apps. Experiment with different apps. Experiment with different apps and different content ideas. I've done so much content, man. When you say with different content ideas, I've done so much content, Faith. I really have. I really have, man. I really have. If anybody's been watching me for a while, you know that there was a time I was outside every day. Every day. But every time I went outside and did all these things, I always came back home disappointed. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Every time I did, I always came home just like, what the fuck did you do all that for? You literally just burned 4 or 5 hours walking around. And for what? Now, maybe the goal should have been to get clips out of it. I don't know, man. My mind is just funny, man. My mind is just, I guess I'm just this, I can't explain it, but put it this way. I'm dealing with personal issues that are making me, it's like my mind doesn't even think content like that anymore, When I go live, just chit chat with my viewers, hang out. But my mind is not really thinking content. Unfortunately. There's 30 of us any given day max. Facts. He said, I know you can make good money. Well, I know I can. I just haven't seen it. You want different results, you almost have to It's a must to start changing how you go about streams. I know money and all that may be a reason why you may not be able to do to do things of that nature. Get your ISA personal training certificate. Partner with 10,000 gems. Refund you 5. And that's few months. Personal training certificate. Man. You see, you guys, when you say you guys, but imagine taking on a travel stream with maybe one other prominent streamer. I've done travel streams. Buddy. I've done travel streams. I did 26 travel streams sometime between 2019 to 20, maybe 22. 23, something of that nature. I did 26 travel streams. Each one was about $3,000. $2,500 to $3,000 each one. I'm still sitting at 16 viewers. And I was doing those travel streams with 20 viewers on my screen. Mostly solo. The only time you would get a big number of people watching, it's just something scandalous was happening, something very negative, something extremely negative was happening. Then boom, you see all these people watching your stream all of a sudden, but they're not there for entertainment. If something really bad was happening, then boom, you look at your stream and boom, you see 800 people. Where did 800 people come from? Oh, I get it. Something really bad is happening. For what it's worth, man. For what it's worth. But shout out to D1, man. Thanks for your thanks for what's the word? Being as motivational as you can, you know. At least as given the pointers you gave. Dum, 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 dum. You said no way you spend that much money. Well, if my other channels were available, you would see them. 26, Washington D.C., New York, Michigan, Philadelphia, Alabama, Vegas, Texas, Tijuana, Seattle, Phoenix, Big Bear, Orange County. I mean, you name it, man. Fuck. Hawaii, Miami, Austin. Well, that Austin was a little more recent, or it was around the tail end of it, but still. I used to pack up, fly out. Pack up, fly out. Touch. Oh yeah, say Louisiana. I gave it a lot of energy, my friend. I gave it a lot of energy. I gave it a lot of energy, and it cost me a lot of money too. And which is one. If there's one thing I regret about streaming, it's exactly that, because I spent a lot of money investing into it. And most of the time when I did those travel streams, I came back. I didn't make the money I spent for the travel streams. So I always came back on a minus. But I would do it again because at the end of the day, you're like, well, you're investing in yourself. So there's one regret I have for my streaming was just all the money I spent on travel streams. I should not have done that. I should not have done that. I could have used my money for, hell, I could have just sat home and watched TV. I would have been better off. Most of those streamers I see when I tell you I see people just sitting at their computer screens chatting with 400 viewers, them niggas haven't done one travel stream. Most of those people didn't go nowhere. Most of those people didn't even walk out of the house at no time for anything. I mean, I've done brick cooking streams. I've done this. I mean, I've jumped off of boats into oceans. I've done this. I've done that. I've done this. I've done that. I've done that. I've done this. You name it. I ended up nowhere. I ended up absolutely nowhere. So, I mean, as you can see today, I'm working a regular job. Imagine that. All that money, if I take all the money I spend on travel streams, if I had that money right now, I wouldn't even need a regular job because I'll create a business and I'll move on. But I spent it all travel streams and all. And then when hard times hit, I had nothing to fall to. I mean, if I spent at least $2,500 on on 26 travel streams, if you do 2,500 times 26, that's like $40,000. I mean, 2,500 every 4 is 10,000, right? Every four of those streams is 10 racks. I did 26, so 8, you're at 20,000. I did 26. Well, that's only 8 of them. You're already at 20,000. So you put 8 more, that's 16. I'm at 40,000. Jesus Christ. And that's just 16. I did 26. My goodness. I don't even want to think about it. For nothing. I was investing in myself. Imagine that. But that's because I didn't really understand the playing field of streaming. All that nonsense, investing in yourself, bro. You were better off just sitting at home, talking to the camera, keeping your money in the bank. You'd have been just fine. Huge down payment on a nice house. Tell me about it. There's so many other things I was doing I could have done. But like I said, I looked at it as an investment into a business I was creating. So that's what motivated me to do it again. And again and again and again and again. Majority of streaming viewers average age is 10 to 20. That's a 19-year gap. You have to pertain to a crowd 20 years younger than you. That's where money is at. That's where the deals come from. Good point. But everybody watches streaming, though. Everybody watches streaming. People always, when in conversation, they say things like, "Oh, just the young ones watch. The kids and their parents' credit cards." That's in conversation. In reality, everybody watches the live stream. Everybody. Of course, a lot of the people who are not, it's just a different society, long story short. But everybody watches. There are many age groups in it. Many age groups in it. You got to find a way on how to grasp that type of crowd at 45 years of age. That's a tall hill to climb. It's really not that tall of a hill to climb, honestly. Um, it's really not that. At the end of the day, I'm not supposed to be trying to entertain kids. Okay, the millionaires of the world are not necessarily are not always kids. It takes time to become something. So all this rich young nonsense, that's a philosophy that doesn't really hold too much water. You got to be fortunate to be rich young. But most people have to acquire this, and it takes time to acquire anything. So with that said, I'm also not supposed to be trying to reach down to children to say, "Oh, let me entertain, tap dance to the kids." No, I could create entertainment for people in my age group. Everybody gets off work and just wants to unwind. Everybody. So everybody likes entertainment. And at the end of the day, as a 44-year-old person, you should be talking like a 44-year-old person. You should be living like a 44-year-old person, not trying to live like a 16-year-old person. You understand? My goal is not to say I'm trying to entertain the youth. Fuck the youth. That's how I look at it. Fuck them. If you follow what I'm doing, you follow what I'm doing, but I'm not trying to cater to you. As you know what I mean? Like that'd be pathetic of me. You know? That'd be pathetic of me. Like you've gone so far, and now you get to a certain age and you're trying to double back and now you're trying to please children. No, let the children please you. They're the children. I'm not. I lead them. They don't lead me. So, I mean, I'm not trying to be, you know. At the end of the day, I seek intelligence. I seek knowledge. I seek wisdom. I seek growth. I don't necessarily seek tap dancing. If that's what kids seek, I'm past that age to be tap dancing. Now, of course, I'll do things for entertainment purposes. Like, yeah, I'll do like you saw me the other day, I did the Siamese twin stream with Moises. You know, because I'm jovial at heart. You know, I'm not serious 24/7. But even though I'm jovial at heart, doesn't mean I forgot who I am, or at least forgot what I represent. You know. No, you're right, D1. I mean, D1, you're right about everything you're saying. I'm just adding to it, you know? Adding to it. What crowd am I trying to pertain to? What crowd am I trying to pertain to? I'm just creating entertainment, man. Whoever watches, watches. I don't really have a crowd in mind. I do what I do, and whoever aligns. It's all I can do anyway. It's not like I can. You can sit back and you do what you can, man, with what you got. I do what I can with what I got, you know. If it's a younger audience, the streams you're doing will continue to sit at 30 viewers. If it's an older audience, you got to switch up the dynamics a little bit. His crowd is versatile, no certain demographic. You need a radio show. D1, you make a lot of sense, though. I hear what you're saying. But beyond what you think, you see, like right now, I can think of a perfect picture. I know exactly what to do for a perfect picture. I get up, get dressed, put some things together, I mean, I can create entertainment immediately. But then comes the expense. Then comes the time. Then comes effort away from the things that actually keep my lights on and a roof over my head. Now I have to make a decision. Are you going to spend your time trying to be entertaining? Or are you going to spend your time, effort, time, energy, finances? Am I going to, like the other day we did the Siamese twin stream. That stream cost us $100. I mean, it's not a big deal. I know it's not a big deal. It's just $100. It's not a big deal, but we didn't make 100. We barely made $100 on that stream. But that stream took us every bit of at least 6-7 hours. every bit of 6, 7 hours. Tired, walking down the street, sweating, fucking all that extra shit. Came home beat. Came home 10 o'clock to 11. You're sitting there thinking to yourself, you just spent all afternoon doing the stream. It was fun, but no one really supported the stream. They watched, they enjoyed it, they said they did. W stream. But no one really supported it, so, you know. Will you do it again? Maybe. When would you do it again? Oh, no time soon, I could say that. Just because you're not excited going out dropping $100 to walk in the heat. That's not what we pay for. But it was a good time, and I'm sure we'll do it again. But obviously, it's not an everyday thing, unfortunately, right? But if it was really supported, I'm sure we would have done another one that weekend, next weekend. You know, hell, if it was really supported, it would have been like, all right, fuck it, let's meet up tomorrow again. Nah, 8 years plus. I've only been streaming 8 years, so it's really. But I hear what you're saying. You say you can't just look at the money. You enjoy it, right? That's why. No. I fully enjoy it. What I'm explaining to you are the limitations with doing it consistently. You make sense. I mean, of course, I enjoyed it. That's why I did it. And when I was before going about it, we already knew the risk to it. We knew the risk that was involved, but we still did it. Digi, what up, what up? I know that name though. New account. How did it cost $100? Well, I had to take an Uber from my home. I took a train to Hollywood because remember I told you my car is not. It needs some alignment work, which I haven't done yet. Anyway, I have so many bills that I can't spare my money on alignment right now. My car can get me where it needs to get me to, but extra things I have to I'll do Uber for those. So anyway, $30 in Ubers, or like $40 in Ubers, and we spent about $40 in refreshments and meals. And it wasn't even $40 in refreshments and meals because we you're so thirsty and you're so tired. We bought Starbucks twice, right? Every Starbucks drink was $7. 7 was 7. That's 14. 7, 7. That's for 20. What is that? 14, 28. That's so 30 in Starbucks. Then we got some liquor just to put in our Starbucks drinks and make it exciting. That was like, I don't know how much that was. Probably like $12. And then we bought food when we were done. It all adds up, man. By the time you know, you're like, oh, we're out $100. Alignment is $100. It's not just alignment. It's not just alignment. It's not just alignment. I'm just giving you. I'm minimizing it, not to go too much into details. It's far from just alignment. Trust me. But I'm just minimizing it. The only person who knows how the shoe hurts is the person wearing the shoe. So, lagging? Let me see something. My Wi-Fi is on. Shouldn't lag. We want to help, and I appreciate that. I really do. Most definitely do. oh my. My, oh me. Me, oh my, oh me. Pie, oh my. Who remembers that word, pie, oh my? So what can viewers do to get you back on Kick? I mean, other than maybe flooding Eddie's inbox with, but even, I don't think Eddie was even, Eddie wouldn't even listen to viewers really. It would take like an overwhelming amount of people saying the same thing for him to even listen. People of that stature are not necessarily listening to the fans. No, the car just it has some things that need to be updated and this and that. Eddie doesn't check his email. He's a billionaire, man. You're not expecting. Yeah, I don't blame him. I'm sure he has an email he does check though. Everybody checks their email, even a billionaire. You don't have your assistant reading your personal emails. That's like telling an assistant to read your text messages. That's not how it happens. But executing things from the message or from the email, that's a different story. Then you have an assistant run that errand. Am I not watching the Islam fight? Nah, I'm not really. I don't care. Islam is making a lot of money, man. Let me tell you something. Unless I'm like really moved by your activity. When someone makes so much money doing what they're doing, I know they're winning even if they lose. I'm not the one to be over like, oh my God, Islam lost the fight. Islam just made $4 or $5 million, at least one. So you're laughing at him for losing a boxing fight or some little squabble. You'll be laughing at your own self, I say that to say, whether he wins, whether he loses, to me, he won. It's the same thing with the basketball players. People are, oh man, the Lakers, where's LeBron going to go? Oh, LeBron. LeBron is already a billionaire. It doesn't matter where he goes. He's just going to go throw a ball left, throw a ball right. The fans are going to go, to the left, maybe go to the right. Oh, they hate this. They don't like. The guy's a billionaire. He already won. He already won in life. So, let me worry about me. Why are you feeling like a cuck because somebody's calling to vent about her breakup? That's not a cuck. A cuck is somebody who wants to who would sit there and watch his chick get boned. That's not a cuck just because somebody called you. That makes you a good friend. No, I can watch to enjoy the sport itself. And I do watch to enjoy the sport itself. But moments like this when I'm just going through my own mental dips, it's like, whatever, man. Just tell me what happened. Islam won, Islam lost. Oh, man, good for him. It's always good for him. Islam is in a private jet flying to the States when he wants to fight. What does he care about? Islam is doing good. Islam is doing real good. Islam is doing real good. Islam is doing super good, man. He's doing real good. He's a winner. He's already won the game of life. Everything else is just theatrics. When a girl tries to be friends with me, I don't have the gall to say no. I mean, the way I look at girls like people. But the same way I look at girls like I look at children, like I look at people, like I look at dogs, like I look at cats, like I look at anything. It's especially living beings. Once you're a living being, you get this. You're in the same category to me as other living beings. I don't give. I'm not. I don't sway because you're fee or chick or because you're a male. Nah, you see, you're a living being. You get a certain category of respect. Period. Dogs, cats, girls, guys, old, young, all that. So yeah, if a living being wants to confide in me, I'll listen. It's the most I could do. It's the least I could do. I feel like Kick was trying to make an example out of you. They didn't make an example out of me. They're racist. Period. I don't believe men and women can be friends. That's because you just don't. You might not have a lot of friends, Moha. I have a lot of good female friends, and I know a lot of people who have female friends who are just friends. You got to have your boundaries. If you have your boundaries, you could be friends because you're not going to cross them. That's what it comes down to. When people say they can't be friends, that means at some point you might just cross your boundary. But that's your problem. Because some people have boundaries that they don't cross. You said they let many things slide over now. That's funny because they might let everything slide for other people. When you do it, that's when you'll find out that they don't let things slide. That's been my experience. Yeah, they're lenient. You see people doing all kinds of fuck shit and being given second chances. You're like, oh wow, okay. Well, do your own fuck shit, then you'll find out that yeah, they get excused, but you did not. They got second chances, but you will not. And they told me themselves, in so many words. They said, moderation is in linear. So we might ban you for doing something, but we're not necessarily going to ban the other person for doing it. Yep. Yeah, but you can't get to anybody in a higher echelon when it comes to things like that. You can't. Your only avenue is moderators or the appeal. And yeah. Why do you think, wait, but do you think why we put those boundaries when being friends with a woman in the first place? Let me read that clearly. But do you think why we put those boundaries when being friends with a woman in the first place? Why would you put the boundaries when you're being friends with a woman? It's not being friends with a woman. Your boundaries don't only come up when you're being friends with a woman. I have boundaries when I'm being friends with guys. You mean a guy would come and be like, yo, we're kicking it on Thursday. Come and hang out, and I'll look at him. Yeah, thanks, but I'll let you know, and I wouldn't go. I have boundaries with dudes too. If I don't see aspects in you that I maybe admire, appreciate, respect, whatever the case may be, I'm not coming to hang out at your cookout. But that's the same thing applies to girls. If a girl tells me come to, and I'm looking at her and I don't see aspects in her that I respect, appreciate, or all that nonsense, then I'm not coming still. I have boundaries, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not about male or female. It's boundaries with people. He said Moses doesn't have much to say on getting unbanned promoted. I know I, I don't see how he could. He said, I appreciate the effort. I don't see how he could. I'm like, how how would they? But you got to sit back and just watch, let people do what they're doing. How would you do a stream? Why would you think those moderators would kick or care about a stream? Those guys don't. The moderators on these platforms do not respect the streamers. It's like being an entertainer. If you tell someone I'm a rapper, they usually would disrespect you. But if they met Jay-Z, they'll respect him. So if you're a rapper and you pull up with your Lamborghini and you got your mansion, and you got your money, or you're rich, respect. But if you're just saying you're a rapper and you don't have all those things to show, no respect. It's the same thing with streaming. People don't respect streamers, but they will respect a streamer who's rich. You know? I watch Hours of Speed and Kai Marathon. They do a bunch of such shit like, why can't just act normal? For example, Kai giving Speed a massage or them sleeping very close to each other. Sleeping close, giving a massage, I don't consider that anything suspect. That's the thing. When you're raised in this homosexually driven culture, it's the same thing like being raised in this pedophilia culture. Everything becomes suspect. A guy giving a girl a compliment, a suspect. A guy massaging another guy's back, suspect. A guy laying in bed with another guy, even though they're just sleeping, suspect. But many households have one bed in one room, one bed in another room, and some people sleep on the bed, some people sleep on the floor. It's only suspect when you're in this philosophy-driven, this narrative-driven world where everything is, ooh, oh, he gave a compliment to a girl, pedo. Oh, he's sleepy, give a guy a massage on his back, gay. And everything is just gay, everything is, and lives just get ruined in the process with people just not understanding anything. Like the other day I was watching a clip. So it's Drake and Ben the Don, and Drake asks the girl, do you think he's cute or handsome or whatever? The girl says no. And Ben looks at the girl and goes, well, you look like a dog. He said something about it, something of the nature. He told her she looks like a dog. But clearly he's joking. Clearly she's not offended. No one was offended in a robo. If you read the comment, somebody was in the comment going, that was so rude. How could he be so disrespectful just because she didn't like how he looked? And da-da-da-da-da-da. Just, people misunderstand things, and before you know it, it goes left. If the person that I would have never thought that. Anyway, all I'm saying is the moderators don't give a shit about streamers, is what I'm saying. But they would give a shit about you if you're a rich streamer. Four people from Cali won $50K. I could use $50K. I could use $50K. I could use $50K. My mother lives with my little sister. We thank God for my little sister. She lives with my little sister. My mother would rather live with me, but I don't have a house where she can, in which she could, I don't have enough space for that. I wish. What would I do with 50K? Well, I'll go to sleep, and then I'll wake up and create a business, and go from there. That's what I will do with 50K. Streaming platform. You need a lot of money to start a streaming platform. You gotta promote it. I'm gonna get my apartment fumigated a few days from now. In a few days. So I gotta pack everything in this apartment. I gotta empty out the whole place. Streaming platform, you need a lot more than 50K to do a streaming platform, unless you're going to be streaming on it by yourself. He said somebody moved to live with his parents because rent was too much for him. Well, I don't have that luxury to just move in with people. Everybody's struggling. Everybody's struggling. You can't just move in with people. Give up your own burden for someone else to take care of it. We can check a Powerball ticket at home, right? I don't have to go all the way to the store to check a Powerball ticket, do I? Get your own record deal. If I had 50K, to be honest, I think I'll just I'll focus on some kind of. I'll learn something, 50K will help me just focus on my projects. I'm working on 2 projects. I'll just stop everything I'm doing, focus on my projects, finish them. Those will bring money, and then we'll go from there. You say I'm throwing out any idea? What idea? What are you talking about? Start buying and sell. I don't know anything about Pokemon, man. I'm sure I could find out, but Pokemon cards. I don't even find that. Anyway. He said, no, bro, 50K, you buy a business that's already doing. I'm not buying anything on my 50K. I'm keeping that shit in my account. I'm gonna learn something. I'm gonna learn something that makes a decent amount of money, and start doing that thing to make more money, and then go from there. But I won't take my 50K and go throw it into something that I'm hoping will be better. I could, but if it doesn't work, then you're just out of 50K. I'd rather keep the 50K, learn something that makes money, then start making that kind of money and go from there. Oh, well, I mean, what I would choose to learn, it was not something I wouldn't discuss it, because as much as people enjoy and watch and support and are supportive, there's always people in the conversation who are, I mean, you're talking about the internet. So they're haters on the internet. You start saying what you're thinking, before you know it, they start working on ruining it. So cybersecurity is a good idea. But that's things of that nature, right? Something of that nature. Like I'll stop and learn something, aka like a cybersecurity that you just mentioned, and then that makes like it makes like 80 to 100,000, if not more. Boom. You still got 50K in the bank, but just making more money. That's always a good thing. Me oh my oh me. You know? Time to check that ticket. I also want to buy some food as well. I really don't want to go, but I also want to buy something to eat. I bought 2 tickets, yes. Yeah, I bought 2. Am I moving? Why do you think I'm moving? What made you ask? Oh, packing boxes? No, I'm gonna get my apartment fumigated. So I'm just putting things away. That's what I'm gonna spend my entire day tomorrow doing. I'm gonna get my apartment fumigated. Kill all the insects running around. So I'm just packing everything up. That way, you know, they could come in there and do their job. You just affiliated. It's a big hassle though, because you really have to like take everything apart. You know, it's just pretty much unravel your whole apartment just to unravel the whole apartment just for someone to go and spray some shit. I've done it before. It's very inconveniencing. Hold on a second. Track this shit out. How do you do?
Maybe one day. Maybe for New Year's.
No good. No good, no good, no good. Them tickets didn't win a goddamn thing. Them tickets did not win nothing. Oh yeah, of course. You got to be away from the apartment for I think 4 hours. You got to be out for I think about 4 hours. What's going on, Brooklyn? Gambling is so bad. Gambling is not bad. Gambling is not bad at all. At all, at all, at all. I don't understand why people say gambling is bad. You realize that somebody can change his life right then? You just got to do it responsibly. I don't know what will be bad about that. What's going on, man? That's like a burrito, beef burrito. Actually, no, I make it pork. That's pastor, right?
Well, because there's pork and then there's chorizo. Chorizo is
No, pork,
chorizo
pork,
and
pork,
pastor.
pork,
They're both
pork.
pork. Pastor is the more common one, but then there's also chorizo.
No, pastor. Please.
You want everything on it?
Yes, sir. Gambling is stupid. No, I'm talking about money. Gambling is stupid. Anyway, if I make $100,000 off of gambling, I'll enjoy it. I wouldn't care about people saying it's stupid and whatnot. That'll be $100,000 in my account, and all I'll do is pay bills, smile, and have a good time. Now, if you're doing it irresponsibly, then of course anything done irresponsibly, even drinking water, will be stupid. Anything done irresponsibly will be stupid. Sleeping too much will be stupid. Working all day will be stupid. In gambling, you're guaranteed to lose. I don't know, man. You're guaranteed to lose for the most part. But that's how games are played. That's like trying to get into the NBA. Most people would tell you you're guaranteed to not make it. But some people get into the NBA. Some people go to Vegas and actually leave with money.
For your burrito, did you want green sauce or red sauce?
Green.
Inside or on the side?
On the side. Some people leave Vegas with money. Not everybody loses. Eating pork instead of beef is stupid. Is it pastor or whatever it is? This one I'm getting is good. The beef one is I've learned by experience that the pork burrito is it's a lot better than the beef burrito. Enjoy life. I know, right? 44 year, I'm a grown ass man for real. People like me are running countries, man. At my age, I could have been a president. The president of Haiti was 44. The one who was recently killed. I think he was 45, something like that. It was like 45 or something. Wasn't Obama? Oh, how old is Obama when he became president? Obama was like 47, right, when he became president? Islam beat Anderson Silva's win streak. Oh, really? That is who you are.
Would you like anything in red?
No.
It's gonna be 13.
Here
Here you are.
Thank you.
Have a good rest of your night.
You too. Yay. What? said, who just won 17 in a row? People are like, gambling is illegal. While they're saying gambling is illegal, you have strip clubs, you got crackheads. Anything done responsibly is done responsibly. Oh, Islam, 17 in a row. 17 fights in a row. Oh, shit. That's a force to reckon with. I think if I was in the UFC, I'll beat Islam though. If I was in the UFC, I'll definitely knock Islam out. Fuck that. All that Dagestan this and Dagestan that. You see, I don't know about the legal aspect. It just doesn't make sense to me logically. What doesn't make sense to you logically? People playing a game. You don't understand why people will play a game? Is that what you're saying, Brooklyn? Now, if you get addicted to playing the game, that's your problem. But it was always a game. Oh, Digi, that's, I'm not, that's, well, these people are not necessarily doing that over here, but what you're saying is extremely correct because people do that. And it's funny because that's the mentality I have with crowds speaking on public figures. They're always scrutinizing a public figure. And I'm like, let's shine the torch in your direction. See how we see if we don't find things in there that we can criticize. Respectfully, train MMA fighters eat you for breakfast. Well, I mean, by the time I'm fighting them, I'll be trained too. The only reason they're eating me for breakfast is because they have the conditioning. I'm not conditioned. But give me the same conditioning. You ain't winning nothing. We're both leaving here on a stretcher. Yeah, it's a game. Spending money on a game when the odds are against you. It's a game. It's still a game. One that the odds go in your favor. What a good day it is. I mean, I gambled once. I gambled $280 and I walked away with $1,600. That's more than I spent. Now, of course, eventually I came and spent some more. They got their money back from me though, because I had gambled before and I gambled after. I won $1,600 and I won $450. I've won some. And every time you win, it feels good. I remember once I went to Vegas when I was leaving. I gambled at the airport. I won like $300. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh shit. My thing went gling, ling, 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 ling. I was like, what the fuck? Gave me $300 at the airport. That was cool as fuck. Cool as fuck. I walked to my flight very happy. They always will get their money back. Yeah, I know. It's a game though, you know? It's still a game. A game that sometimes smiles at you and sometimes doesn't. Most of the time doesn't, but sometimes smiles at you. That is who you are. That is who you are. Yeah, but Brooklyn, it's a game. You're still talking about it like like somebody's forcing your hand at it. It's still a game. You do it to see if you know, maybe you get lucky. That's why you do it. See if you get lucky. And some people get lucky. I mean, look at what's his name. There's this professional gambler who always does streams. He's always with streamers. I think his name is Mickey. I don't know his name. But I mean, if you gamble with him, he makes a lot of money when he gambles. A lot. So he has obviously figured something out, which is working well for him. Teaming won like 70K Hunger Games. Did he gamble it all? I didn't even believe how Teaming won that $100,000. I knew I was gonna win that shit. I was almost, man. They're like, oh, your vest is dead, Ebenezer. I'm like, no one hit me. How did my vest die? What are you talking about? When did my vest die? You just told me I had 17 lives. From that point till now, no one has touched me. So how did my vest die? Your vest is dead, disqualified. Oh, man. Okay, whatever. He gambled it all? Did he really? I find that hard to believe. I know he gambled a good bit. He also won. No, Tiemann got 100,000, and he gambled a good bit. I know he gambled a good bit, but I don't know if he gambled all his money. I don't think he gambled all his money. I don't know. I don't know the details. But I know at some point he also won. He also won like $70,000, right? At some point he had a win, which was like 70K. Noble says yes, he gambled it all, but I don't know where Noble is getting his facts from. I don't know where you're getting those facts from. I don't see why he would gamble all the money. I don't see why he would gamble all this money. He won 10K in a slot machine. Okay. I think that's the win I was talking about, where he put like 88 cents. I think he had gambled, and then he won like 10K out of it. That was pretty cool. He said it himself? Oh, he split the money, huh? Do you remember the 2 Arab chatters that you suspected as stalkers? You're talking to me? I have never referred to anyone else to be a stalker other than the stalker. I don't mistake the two. So who are 2 Arab chatters that I don't even know about that I consider to be a stalker that I'm very aware of? Who are these 2 Arab chatters? How the fuck would I even know your nationality when you're at? He was buying scratcher. No, I don't remember. No, plus of all, I've never lived with Teeman in any apartment. We got an Airbnb. Never. I met Teeman in Austin in the game. After that, we flew to. We did the game, and after that, we went to Vegas. After that, we met in LA. But we've never gotten a place together. I don't know how you get that. I don't know how that came to be in your mind, but no, I've never had to live with Teeman anywhere. His user was Abu Abdul. Nah, how the fuck would I know? No, I don't know this. I don't remember that. That never happened. Let me rephrase it. You used to share pictures of food in Discord. I don't know that. I don't know. That's not my experience. That you suspected as stalkers. No, I didn't suspect people as stalkers. If you're a stalker, you're a stalker. I don't suspect you as one. He said he was chill, but one day he made this comment about cumin and spice. Yeah, but the thing about it is, even though you're making I remember that conversation, but I wouldn't know what the fuck the person's nationality is. And just because I banned him for making that stupid statement does not mean I thought he was a stalker. The point of the matter is, the reason I banned him for that joke was because he mentioned cumin. We addressed it. I said, oh yeah, we should probably, but I don't have any cumin. We moved on. I don't have it. I kept talking about something else, and he dropped it again. Maybe you should add. And so at that point, he said it the second time or the third. I think it was like the third, the fourth time when he said it. I was like, okay, this guy's not he's not relating to the spice. He's relating to something else. I just banned him. I don't regret the decision. I really don't. I didn't go back on my word. I mean, I might have said maybe if I misread you, maybe I misread you. But the point of the matter is, there was no reason for you to keep dropping something in the chat that I've just said I don't have. What the fuck are you talking about now? I just told you I don't have it. So you dropping it now, you don't mean spice anymore. Yeah, but I mean, if you heard what I just said, then that's that. He said, I didn't know it was a spice until that conversation. Yeah, I mean, cumin is a spice. I knew it was a spice. That's why I addressed it as a spice. But he kept dropping it. So eventually I was like, okay, we're not talking about spice anymore. This is not a spice anymore. You know? And from that day, you kept suspecting him for the stalker until you banned him. Well, hey, I mean, there is really no reason somebody should suspect you for being a stalker. This is a chat. You come in, you chat. Why would somebody be suspecting you for being a stalker again? You got to be doing some funny shit. Anyway, What are you gonna do, man? Yo, another day in California, man. OBS. I don't feel like sitting on my computer screen, man. OBS streams are cool, but I don't I don't want to sit on my I don't like sitting on my computer screen that much. I'll do an OBS stream, of course. Just not now. I don't feel like sitting at a desk looking at the screen. When I sit on my computer screen, obviously you feel like doing reactions. But I notice that every time I do an OBS stream and I'm doing reactions, for some reason, I feel like there's a disconnect. You know? Then you know what I mean? I just don't. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll do it, but I don't really. It's just whatever. To be honest, my conversation streams are the only ones that make me feel rewarded, you know? Me having a conversation with the viewers, that conversation, that right there, that's the stream. To be honest with you, I'm not overthinking it. I know exactly what I've been dealing with. There's nothing to overthink. I just know when I'm doing OBS streams, I'm always like, and then eventually I'm like, all right, guys, see you later. It's true. It's the same thing like when we're doing those Omegle streams. I'll do them for a few minutes and I'll be like, all right, we out. So the thing about the OBS stream is cool, but you already know, eventually I'll start reacting to videos I want to watch. And then next thing you know, it feels like we're just watching videos on stream. But it's videos I want to see, but you guys are not usually entertained by videos I want to see though. And then next thing you know, your video is blocked because you played someone's video that had this in it or that in it. Life, man, life. It's kind of cool. Ah, the job search. I got some interviews to go to next week. And start all over as a new employee again. You're always a new employee. Anyway, it is what it is. Thank you, man. Thank you. I don't even listen to music anymore, man. It's unfortunate. Especially songs I like. If I like the song, I didn't want to hear it. If I start listening to a rap song and I'm like, oh shit, this is Beck, I just turn it off. I didn't want to hear it. Because I get sad, you know? When I hear it, I just get sad. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on, man? I just get sad. So instead of me being sad and listen, you know what I mean? It's like you listen to something, it's like, damn, why aren't you doing it? Oh, yeah, you got limitations like this and limitations like that and limitations. Turn that shit off, man. Let's focus on the here and now. Five people got shot today when I was working. You shot 5 people? Boy, what's Chicago turning into? New cop shooting 5 people at work? Talk back, bomb! Talk bomb! Fuck you, officer, bomb! What you say? Bomb! You're gonna lose your job, dude. I bet you said you were scared for your life. Nah, the Drake dating show, I loved it. What do you mean? Because I thought it was nonsense? You gotta be kidding me. I loved it. Listen, first of all, I fuck with Drake heavy. So I don't really, there's not too much Drake does that I think that I'm like, yeah, because I think he's a very grounded individual. I think he's a very modest, regular guy who just happens to be a really good musician. So every time you interact with him, you would get regular, straight vibes from somebody who's just really good at music. So I fuck with Drake heavy. Heavy. So that dating show he did, I mean, I was moved. You know, he bought that girl a house. That was very nice of him. Gave the other girls $25K. He even he offered a travel stream to one girl, all expenses paid, and on top of that, he said, "Hey, you could invite me if you wanna." That's crazy, right? Your favorite rapper is like, "Yo, all expense paid. If you want, I'll come." That's big. That was big. No, it was a great show for. I didn't watch the whole thing. I saw clips, but I was happy for those girls. I was very happy for them. I don't think they deserved it, because my thing is, why aren't you helping guys? Like, help guys. Why the fuck are you helping girls? Girls are always being helped. Free drinks, free entry. I want a 6-foot guy. I want to get half of what they own. I need a man who makes $1 million. You got to be making at least $5 million, all that nonsense. And then you come out now, you're a celebrity rapper, and who are you trying to gift? Girls get $25K. The same bitch who you're giving $25K will be walking down the street looking at a dude's like, oh, broke nigga. Oh, you know, I don't deal with guys who don't do all that extra shit. They're not the ones to be getting boosted up. They're not the ones to be getting boosted. These bitches don't appreciate nothing. So no, if I was a celebrity, man, you done lost your monkey ass mind. Or you think I'm the one who's gonna help you? Right, because you're wearing a short skirt? Fuck out of here. What's a rhetorician? What is that? Rhetorician? What the fuck is that? Anybody coming to the rack? Anybody coming to the rack? Iraq has one good thing going for it. Is that being they have downtown. Other than that, shoot them up, bang, bang, die, die, die. Ain't shit going on in Iraq. I don't even know how people go to Chicago feeling good about themselves. There ain't shit in Chicago. Focus on persuasion over truth. Well, you got to be careful with that word truth. You don't want to bite your nose to spite your face. And no, I'm not focused on persuasion over truth for the most part. No, I'm not focused on persuasion. But at the same time, you got to know, it's kind of like, let's say your boss does a bad deal. Your boss does a bad deal. It's a bad deal. If your boss gets, if everyone knows that he did a bad deal, they can dissolve your place of employment. So now, what are you going to choose? You're going to choose to stand up to say, yes, he did a bad deal? Or are you going to try to save your place of employment? Choose one. I'm just talking. Anyway. Yeah, hold on. I'll be right back. Sticking too hard to a set of beliefs and forcing them onto easy topics. Then you're not talking about me. Because one thing about me is I like the idea of flexibility. So we're never going to try to force something onto something that doesn't deserve it. I don't know what you're talking about. But if you realize, Moha, I'm always saying you don't really know what you're talking about. I'm always saying that. So now, this begs the question. Do you know what you're referring to right now? Ryan Garcia. I have more reason to watch Ryan Garcia. Just because, I see him in the streaming world. So he's more relatable, at least to me, anyway. Before I could give a fuck about Ryan's fights. But now I've seen him in the streaming world, like I said, he's more relatable. So of course I'm more invested to see if he's going to win. And I want him to win. Who's he fighting actually? Who's he fighting? I forgot. I've seen him talking shit to someone recently. I don't remember who it is. Oh, he's fighting the guy, the English guy. I'm not going to lie. I want the English guy to win. I want the English guy to win, even though I fuck with Ryan though. Shut up. Talk about business comes first. Make it seem like the rest of us over here ain't got business to handle. We're all handling business. We just know how to time manage. He said, "You like to be right." I don't like to be right. I either am or I'm not. Now, if I'm making a point and you're not addressing the point I'm making but talking around it, you're not expecting me to sway. It's not about liking to be right. I like to know the truth. I like to be informed. V. Austin, we know you're not running towards no goddamn gunshots. I think it's 5'2", 110 pounds, talking like he's King Kong. The nigga he was on the clock when 5 shots were heard. Now he's acting like he's some Billy Badass in Chicago. What are you, Batman? His niggas acting like a shot went off and who come running? V. Austin with his gun pulled out like Officer Commando. Fuck out of here, man. It's niggas like you that shoot innocent civilians down the street because you're over there thinking that you're at the war. You think you're really out here fighting in the battlefield. You're in Chicago, nigga. You're in the city. Chill. You're in the city with your little pension and retirement plan. You should see these cops when they think they're finally in battle. They never get a chance to pull out their guns. They cannot wait. Have you ever noticed that when they apprehend an assailant who is like a violent assailant, every cop tries to get a shot off? So there'll be 30 cops shooting at one car, and all 30 cops are shooting into the driver's seat. Like, nigga, your first 5 officers shot into the driver's seat. It didn't need 26 more. You know, we didn't need 25 more shots in the driver's seat. Those first 5 have to have hit him in his torso, in his head, or somewhere in his lower region. We don't need 25 more. But those cops, man, they never get to pull their guns. So you see them in a situation of that nature. All 30 of those cops are pumping into that goddamn driver's seat. Everybody want to get a shot off. Oh, man. Why is, fighting crime in the city? Fuck out of here. Chicago catch more useless bodies than the real Iraq. Yes, that's what happens. Don't ever take claim to that stupid thing. Y'all niggas are shooting each other in a peaceful environment. There is no insurgency. It's motherfuckers arguing with the next motherfucker, pulling out his gun and shooting his buddy. That's it. You don't have people coming from the outside trying to take over Chicago, and so you're having a fight to maintain your way of life. That's not what's going on over there. So you guys are dying for nothing. Now, what else is new, right? What else is new when you put people in close proximity? It's not even when you put people in close proximity tend to not like each other, even family. Let me say that again. People in close proximity at some point tend to not really like each other. You know? Unless they're all following you. You need order. So you have a leader and everyone follows that. Boom. If that's the case, they work out. But when everybody's their own person and you're in close proximity, it's like living with your family. You start arguing with them more, dishes in the sink, who left this over here, I like it like this, but you like it like that. All that little things that don't end up being issues if you're living apart. Like when I lived with my relatives, I found myself arguing with them a lot more than I do now. Today we don't argue about anything. We live in different places. I come and say hi, we chill, we hang, we chill, have a good time, I go back. So we're not arguing about nothing. But when we lived together, we had more reasons to. Who is racially motivated? I don't know what you're referring to. I'm trying to. Mohan said racially motivated. How did you get racially? How did you get racial out of this conversation? Because I don't think I haven't seen anybody utter anything racially charged in any way. I'm yet to read that message. We've been talking about V. Austin's gung ho ness because he's in the police force. That's what I'm talking about. We've elaborated on a few other things, but that's the premise. So where do you come from with racially motivated? Oh, they're beefing over blocks. But it's true. It's very true. They are beefing over blocks the white man owns. Them niggas don't own those blocks. It's the city council. Not even the city council. It's somebody owns those blocks, and it's definitely not the cats who are fighting for it. He said, why don't you talk like that in front of your white colleagues? Who are you talking to? You mean me? Why don't I talk like that? Or why doesn't V. Austin talk like that? What are you talking about? British. I'm British. Moha is Moha, man. Moha got his own thing going. But I appreciate when you express it, because then at least we get a chance to correct it. So yeah, I appreciate you expressing yourself, because that's the only way you can actually get to see a different perspective, if it exists, that is. Man. Man. Yeah, when it comes to those parties, I know some people have empathy, some people don't. Some people have empathy, some people don't. And some people can't differentiate between having empathy. Some people don't know the difference between what's small and what's big, you know? It's like they mix it all in the same conversation. So just because they're open to people being themselves, as in if they're homosexual or they're not, just because a person would agree there doesn't mean the person wants. And just because a person empathizes with, just because they agree with people being themselves doesn't mean they're not good financially. Doesn't mean they don't know how to check a balance book. Right? It seems like when you look at those, the left and the right, it seems like if you agree with people being themselves, then you're probably not very disciplined with with life skills. It seems like you just, they make it seem like if you're on one side, if you agree with people being themselves, then you're probably the kind of person who doesn't know that, balance books need to be done appropriately. And then if you're somebody who's all about balance books done appropriately, then you don't give a fuck that a person wants to live free. And it's like I don't get that philosophy. I don't get the divide, because just because a person is strict and is strict doesn't mean they don't agree with you living your best life. But it seems like it's either or. You see, you could have been on OBS. What would have changed? What we need to do is find a way for me to be able to play the video and you see it. If I had a way to drop a small screen over here, that would have been awesome. Because then we can both watch. Now, I think I can drop a small screen, but the problem is, I would need two devices. He said, I don't support LGBTQ at all. Like I always say, LGBTQ to me is like smoking cigarettes. It's a vice that most people would rather not be or not indulge in. But if you indulge in it, it doesn't make you the worst person on earth. It just means that's just a vice that you're deciding to tolerate. It's no big deal. And life goes on. Now, don't be surprised that people don't want you to bring that shit in their houses. Don't be surprised people see you smoking cigarettes and they're like, some people wouldn't want to date you because you smoke cigarettes, Don't be surprised. It comes with the territory. But when people try to normalize it, act like, oh, well, it's not a big deal. Why? You have a problem with people smoking cigarettes? I'm like, dude, do you have a problem with lung cancer? The same thing with, same thing with homosexuality. Like, what the fuck? You have no problem with... Anyway, I can go on and on and on. More like injecting air. I mean, you can go crazy with it if you want. Oh, my goodness. Islam's highlights. Nah, I'm good. Everything sounds funnier past midnight because you're more delirious past midnight. You're tired, so I'm sure you can guess that. Sure you can guess that. Let me see something. What the fuck is that? There you go. Islam versus Ian Gary. Let me see some highlights. People were saying Islam. Let me see. Can my cops and kills you for doing reactions? I'm watching the fire now. Let me fast forward.
Brought to you by Super Prime for the main event. We got live. This is home. Weighing in at Ian Welter.
It seems like he beat him pretty quick too. Oh shit.
Machado Gary throwing head kicks. Yes. I believe those are going to be so important because all you know is a takedown. And he kicks so hard and slick. The great Duke Rufus is Batista. Oh, look at that. He hit that kick. Set him up. Now look for Islam to get the corner. Ian's doing that corner. You're right. I'll say it is. There it is. This is not good for Ian. Position. Not good. Not a good sign for the future. And a beautiful knee to the head.
Shadow Gary trying to leverage the fence, crawls his way over.
He did not do a good job of avoiding the green. He tried to sit to the corner, but the exchanges.
I saw that fight, man. I saw parts of it. I was very disappointed. It was a joke.
Because you can't
It was a
the same
joke.
thing. It's confusing and strange.
I mean, those guys. I mean, what the fuck were we watching? You know what? When I saw that, the only thing that kept going through my mind was, I hope they had good fights before or after, because that was pathetic.
Well, particularly now when he does.
But I'm gonna watch it again though.
Because I always used to marvel at how he would make that.
Maybe I only saw the highlights weren't too impressive, because I was hoping at least to put on, some kind of decent show.
This is wearing on his gas.
But what are you expecting? Orlando Brown fighting, but what do I know? I look at it again. Good for them though. Good for them. They picked up a nice bag.
This is a big moment.
Elbow back inside so that he can try to separate the hands of Islam Makhachev.
He's tying up that left leg. Gary's doing a great job with helping some of his.
I don't like this Islam fight, man. This is too much hugging.
It rarely happens. Most of the time when people
Too much hugging.
Like driving inside in the middle. Now if he does get away, he's got
good knees by Makhachev here.
Gary's trying to
Makhachev glances over to that power corner. He is doing that thing. It's huge. It's just like the calf kick. There's not a lot of meat there. You can't take birds like that. He's smart. He's not opening himself up. He's not making any big.
I mean, right now, everything I'm seeing since I started watching the fight is hugs.
He's taking no damage. Islam didn't
Hugs,
get away.
hugs, hugs.
This is
Like,
fatiguing too for Islam. Continue trying to drive. Go back a little bit. He's trying to get flat. He cannot allow it
To the body by hand.
hugs again. You're back hugging. Landing on the floor hugging.
About it pretty quick.
Look at this. He
You're gonna
wants to
get
slip
up.
in.
Fuck this.
So imagine Shark Tank, right? But without the cameras, and you get your master's degree simply. So imagine Shark Tank, right?
Shut up. Yeah, this is what I saw for the Ray J fight. Stupid. Very stupid. No, I'm not out of weed. It's not fucking. Yeah. It was alright. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take it in. You guys have a great evening. Tomorrow will be another day. We are out of here.